Welcome to Arpwave TV. In this episode, we're going to be treating and showing Dustin, who's been on our show earlier, that what he thinks he has, which is a shoulder problem, he really doesn't have. So, as we discussed earlier, I believe that your nervous system isn't sending the right signal to your muscles to allow them to do what they're supposed to do. So kind of refresh my memory. What happened? I know you had multiple breaks in that arm.
Sure. So I've broken my left arm 3 times, once when I was 5 years old, once when I was 12 years old, and then the worst break I had was when I was about 16 years old. I broke the arm up here snowboarding. 2 years after that, I had surgery on the shoulder to clean out some of the scar tissue that had built up in there.
Right. They kind of call it a clean-out surgery.
Yep.
And typically, let me see your range of motion again. Let me see what you can and can't do.
So I'll show you the right first. This is full range of motion.
Right.
And then here is my left.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
You can try to move it, it won't go any farther.
Okay. And it just feels like it's stuck.
Exactly. No pain.
No pain at all. It just stuck.
Yes.
Okay. So the first thing that we discussed is in our system, it's 3 parts. The first part is seeing is the nervous system doing what it's supposed to do. In other words, is it sending the right signal to your muscles to allow them to absorb force? The second part of that system is to fix all the damage caused by the muscles not doing what they're supposed to do. And then you've already gone through the third part, which is the strength side.
Okay.
So the first thing I'd like to do is just do a very simple test. Now, have you ever heard of the terminology EMG, electromyograph? Have you ever heard that?
I believe so.
Okay. What that says is that is the nervous system sending a signal that's uninterrupted?
Okay.
What it doesn't say is that signal significant enough to allow the muscle to absorb force?
Okay.
So the first thing I want to do is what I call an external EMG.
Okay.
Let's stand up. This is a very easy test. Step back just a little bit. Put your arms straight out in front of you. Okay. Now I'm going to apply light resistance here. I want you to resist. Okay. And see how you're able to resist with that resistance? Okay. I'm going to do exactly the same thing over here. Resist. And you can see there's nothing there. Has nothing to do with strength. All that's happened is that there's a tendon here called the long head of the biceps tendon.
Okay.
When they did the surgery and you've had an MRI, it shows that that tendon is intact. There's no doubt about that. What it doesn't show is that tendon is slightly moved a little bit. So think of it this way. This is the tendon and it's sitting inside a cable system, a pulley system.
Okay.
If you have a chain on a bicycle sprocket, as we talked about earlier,
Yes.
if that chain just partially comes off the sprocket, it doesn't work. If it comes all the way off, it certainly doesn't work, right?
Right.
Your chain is just partially off the sprocket.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is use our proprietary tool that we call the RX100, and I'm going to put an electrode on either side of your arms. If you could just roll up your sleeve just a little bit, show me those pipes.
Sure.
Okay. And what I'm going to do is put an electrode right here. And have you ever had a chain go off a bike, sprocket?
Yep.
And what'd you have to do? You kind of had to maneuver it around to get it up on the teeth?
Yep.
Okay, that's exactly what we're going to do here. So put your arm down to your side. Okay. And your job is to tell me when you first feel any type of sensation at all.
Okay.
First sensation. You will not feel any intensity at all. I just want to make sure that you feel the current coming in. Okay? And it'll be very light. And I'm going to set up the cable to where it's all coming out of this cable. And now, as I turn this up, I want you to tell me if you feel anything at all and when you do, okay?
Yep. Just a little bit.
Okay, good. Now I want you to take that hand and I want you to rotate it like this and bring it over to that there and keep this straight. And now I want you to roll this like this and go up as high as you can go.
It's pretty good.
Pardon me? We're up here, right?
It's pretty good.
Okay, now come on down. And when's the last time you were in that position?
It's been a while.
Okay, do that 4 more times on your own. All we did is put the chain back on the sprocket. Kind of cool, huh?
That's really cool.
Okay, 2 more. And 1 more.
Feels good.
Feels good to move.
Yeah.
And there's no restriction there
No.
at all. Now, let me have your arm, and I'm just going to put that straight up here, back here, back here. All these places that you couldn't do before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what did I do? Is it magic? No. All I did is put the chain back on the sprocket, let the muscle get the right signal to do the right task, and bingo, bango, you have no more issue. Now put your arm straight out in front of you. You push up on this one. Remember how strong you were over here? Remember how weak you were over here?
No way.
Want to do it again?
Sure.
Okay, I'm pushing here. Am I pushing the same?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to push harder over here.
I'm impressed.
See the difference?
Yeah.
All it is your body now is doing what it's supposed to do, not what it's been doing for 10 years. You haven't been able to raise your arm above your head. Put your arm above there.
Yeah, that's good. It was about here before.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And there was no ability to absorb force.
Right.
Okay. So now the next step is, doesn't it make sense that if this muscle and all these haven't been doing their job correctly for 10 years, there just might be some damage caused by that?
Sure.
Okay, so we're going to go in the next segment, and we're going to show you that your shoulder is not the problem. Okay, but we're going to start up here because that's where you had the surgery, right? Right in this area, right in here. They cleaned out that scar tissue. Okay, the minute they did that, they created more scar tissue because the trauma of the surgery is greater than the trauma of what caused the need for the surgery.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So any questions? Let's go ahead and sit back down.
No, makes sense. Feels good.
And how does your arm feel now?
Good.